Welcome to the Time Management and Test Taking Workshop under the Student Success and Retention Unit. Today we will be talking about time management and test taking. In order to be successful in your undergraduate career at Kean University, learning how to prioritize is essential. Time management is one of the most important skills you can learn in order to make the most out of your college experience. Finding the time to dedicate to all of the commitments that we make as students is no easy task. With so much to do and keep track of, strong time management skills can make all the differences between classes, clubs, groups, work, family, friendships, children, health issues, and even social events and commitments. It's hard to juggle what time we should dedicate to what, and mastering time management with the 7 easy steps we will provide you will assist with that. Our first tip is to use a planner. Whether it is a paper or cell phone planner, you need to invest in one. A weekly or monthly planner will help you keep track of everything from your reading assignments to your best friend's brother's birthday party. Our second tip is to write it down. Write down everything. That is one thing we cannot stress enough. As college students, assignments, projects, extracurricular activities, celebrations. If you don't mark it on your planner or put it directly into your calendar in your phone, it will be difficult to organize and prioritize effectively, and you're bound to forget tasks and deadlines, which can then adversely affect your schoolwork. If you know that you have 2 birthday parties in one weekend and an exam due on Monday, if you don't write that down immediately, once you find out about your exam, you might not plan for it, forget to study over the weekend, and then essentially fail the test on Monday. So writing down your tasks and your events immediately once you know them will help you to plan accordingly. Prioritizing. The most important element of time management is learning how to prioritize. Essentially, prioritizing is determining the order for dealing with tasks according to their level of importance. In order to prioritize efficiently, you must know yourself. What kind of person are you? How do you work best? How much time do you need for whatever thing it is that you are going to do or master? At the present time, your career as an undergraduate student at Kean University should be one of your top priorities, if not the biggest one. So learning how to prioritize is essential for not only getting good grades and eventually completing your degree here at Kean, but in learning life skills that we will carry with you to your future employment or another commitment that you will make that requires as much time and dedication as a college degree. Our fourth tip is to think and plan ahead. Hillary Clinton once said, "Fail to plan and plan to fail." And essentially, the most effective way to meet your goals and objectives is to plan. Planning how much time you will need to work on something and how much time you have to complete it will ensure that all of your tasks get accomplished successfully. This goes back to writing it down and prioritizing. If you're always thinking ahead, if you always look to your calendar to see what tasks are ahead, what events you have committed to, then you'll be able to properly dedicate enough time to successfully complete each one. In the midst of prioritizing and writing stuff down and essentially planning and thinking ahead, you also have to make time to relax. Making time to relax is essential for a college student. A stressed out student is an unhappy and unproductive student. If you allow yourself breaks between studying, schoolwork, and work, you'll be better prepared, organized, and efficient in all aspects of your life. So if you find yourself stressed out after being super diligent in prioritizing your tasks and meeting all of your deadlines, make sure you make time in your life for self-care. And one of the most important elements of self-care is just to make time to unwind and relax in whatever way it is that suits you. Expect the unexpected. Unfortunately, life never goes as planned, and that is especially true as a college student. You must always allow for distractions and disruptions in your daily schedule. Flexibility is key to surviving college. So when something doesn't go your way, when a midterm gets shifted to the week following than the one it was originally planned for, and you already have a quiz for that day as well, instead of freaking out, Be flexible and reassess your schedule to make the changes and additions you need in order to get back to your regularly scheduled program. So, in essence, if you see that you have two exams on the same day when it was never originally planned that way, make time in your schedule over the weekend to study, allow time to study for both so that you can essentially pass both of them. As we said in our self care um, workshop, no man is an island. So, asking for help is essential to surviving your college experience. We are here in the Office of Student Success and Retention to assist you with any help you may need academically or even emotionally and professionally. We have resources for you, whether they be at tutoring centers or helping you find the right services that you need, study groups, libraries, writing labs. The Student Success and Retention Office is here to direct you to the place where you need to go in order to get the assistance you need. You can also ask a friend, a professor, an advisor, or a colleague for help. Don't be afraid to ask for a hand when you're in a situation where you feel unsure or compromised. Help will always, asking for help is the smartest decision to make, especially if you feel overwhelmed and unprepared. So look for help and use your resources so that you do the best you can in whatever it is the task that's at hand. College life essentially is a juggling act. Being a full-time student, being a part-time or full-time employee, and having other social and familial commitments means that you need to learn how to prioritize and organize and make the most of your time so that you're using it as valuably as possible. In all facets of life, knowing how to efficiently manage your time is imperative to the achievement of your goals and successful self-realization. Using these 7 steps that we just talked about will help you do just that. Using the 7 steps that we outlined today will help you be prepared and essentially encourage you to be determined and courageous. You can turn your dreams into plans at Kean University. Just remember to give yourself every chance to succeed by managing your time sensibly and prioritizing. By finding a way that works for you, you will help make your dreams and plans a reality here at Kean University. Test taking. The key to acing a test, whether it's a math test or a psychology test or any test you take here at Kean University, is by learning what kind of learning style that best fits you. Are you a visual learner? Are you an auditory learner? Are you a physical learner? Are you a logical thinker or a social learner? It's important to know your learning style. If you recognize your preferred style of learning, you can then take steps on improving your study skills and prepare best for whatever test or exam it is that you need to ace. Visual learners learn best by using pictures, diagrams, charts, and other visual images. Are you a visual learner? Most visual learners learn best by watching their professor write something on the board, by looking at an image that will help them remember whatever it is that they need to remember for the lesson. Visual learners are learners that need to see a formula written out in front of them instead of just explained to them auditorially. Improving your learning skills by incorporating your imagination and visualization can help you if you're a visual learner. You can use several colors to highlight the key points in your lessons by using colored markers, colored sticky notes, anything that helps you differentiate one lesson from the other and essentially brings your eye to focus in on the lesson at hand. Can help you boost your concentration skills by things like diagrams, layouts, and charts. If you're an auditory learner, this is the best way to prepare for an exam. Using music, sounds, and rhymes in your learning process. Audio tapes can also help you to memorize contents easily. If you are someone that struggles with reading but can understand and retain information by listening to it, then maybe ebooks or anything that's essentially recorded can help you to understand the material that you're struggling with if it is just in front of you and you're not able to understand it just on the page. You can use sounds to get a background and thereby help you to get visualizations on what it is, the material that's being taught. Um, Another way to prepare well for your test, if you're an auditory learner, is to employ anchoring techniques to help you prepare for it. If you're a physical learner, then the best way to prepare for a test is to use hands-on work, movement, action, and touch in your learning process. For instance, if you're learning about an aircraft, you focus your attention on physical sensations. You feel the pressure of the wind and feel the aircraft speed up, and that essentially helps you in the learning process about learning about an aircraft. Using physical objects whenever possible. You can touch the objects while learning. This helps to remember the content for a long time. You can use flashcards to memorize things quickly as you can touch and move them around. Some physical learners do well by writing or drawing diagrams. Remember, writing and drawings are also physical activities. You can use large sheets of paper and color pens to draw pictures to help you remember the material you are studying. This can help engage you in more physical activities and develop your skills as a physical learner. Some people are logical learners. If your learning style is logical, then the best way for you to effectively prepare for a test is to focus your attention on understanding the logic behind the content. You can better understand the details, so you try to concentrate on them first and then learn the content. This helps in memorizing lessons as well. While studying, logical learners can prepare by using a key list of points in your lessons. You can also use statistical data, whatever possible to help you with the concentration as a logical learner. If you are a social learner, the best way to effectively prepare for your exam or test is to study with friends or classmates. If you are someone who finds it easy to understand the lessons or the material you need to study for by being in a group setting, then arrange study dates or create a forum or a study group that helps you to prepare for the material that you're going to be tested on. Using role-playing techniques and visualizations can help you boost your learning skills. By sharing reviews and getting further ideas from your friends in order to prepare for your test effectively, you're enhancing your skills as a social learner, as well as doing the best you can in order to retain all the information you need to prepare and essentially ace the exam. 7 study tips for success. First one, give yourself enough time to study. Don't leave your studying until the last minute. While some students do seem to thrive on last-minute cramming or late-night studying, it's widely understood that for most of us, this is not the best way to approach an exam. Set out a timetable for your study, write down how many exams you have and the days on which you have to study them. This fits right along with prioritizing and planning ahead. Then you organize your study accordingly. You may want to give some exams more time than others, so finding a balance that you're comfortable with is key. The second study tip for success is organizing your study space. Make sure you have enough space to spread your textbooks and notes out. Get rid of your distractions and make sure you're comfortable and able to focus as possible. For some people, this may mean almost complete silence. Other learners work best with background music. Some of us need everything completely organized and tidy in order to concentrate, while others thrive in a more cluttered environment. Discover what works for you and apply that strategy and take the time to get it right so that your study space enhances your learning experience. Using visual aids is our third study success tip. Visual aids like flowcharts and diagrams can be really helpful when revising. At the start of a topic, challenge yourself to write down everything you already know about a topic and then highlight where the gaps lie. Closer to the exam, condense your revision notes into one-page diagrams. Getting your ideas down in this brief format can then help you to recall quickly everything you need to know during the exam. This is especially effective for visual and physical learners. Our fourth study tip is to organize study groups with friends, one that works especially well if you are a social and even logical learner. Get together with friends for a study session. You may have questions that they have the answers to, and vice versa. As long as you make sure you stay focused on the topic for an agreed amount of time, this can be one of the most effective ways to challenge yourself. Our fifth study tip is to take regular breaks. While you may think it's best to study for as many hours as possible, this can actually be counterproductive, as we discussed in our discovering what our learning style was and in managing our time effectively. If you were training for a marathon, you wouldn't try and run 24 hours a day. Likewise, studies have shown that for a long term retention of knowledge, taking regular breaks really helps. So, finding the time to relax in between studying can really aid in the learning process. Our sixth study success tip is by snacking on brain food and drinking plenty of water. Keep away from junk food at all costs. You may feel like you deserve a treat for putting in all those hours of studying, or that you don't have time to cook because you have so much to study. But what you eat can really have an impact on energy levels and focus. Keep your body and brain well fueled by choosing healthy foods that have proven to aid concentration and memory, such as fish, nuts, seeds, yogurts, and blueberries. Our last study success tip is to plan your exam day. Make sure you get everything ready well in advance of the exam. Don't leave it to the day before to suddenly realize you don't know the way or what you're supposed to bring. Work out how long it will take to get there, then add on some extra time. You really don't want to arrive having had to run halfway or feeling frazzled from losing your way. You can also make plans to travel to the exam site with friends or classmates as long as you know they're likely to be punctual. So, those are our 7 tips for study success here at Kane University. And this has been our time management and test taking presentation.